Hey guys, what's up? Right here. I am gonna be playing some Finder into France 6. Kind of a tricky one. A lot of people wondering how to build into this adversary. It's because Finder is a really fast spirit. It does a lot of things really quickly and likes to pocket. But France says, too bad if you try to do that. So pocketing is not the right strategy versus France, especially when playing Finder. Let's see what board seems fun. Let's just do C. So Finder has to go a little bit slower here. It doesn't mean we don't solve things, but it definitely means we move at not too fast a pace. Gonna put the first France 6 Explorer into land 2 because it has a disease. But we have to be careful of that. One of the traps is to push everything into land 2. And it comes up on a stage 1, and then you got 2 more chances to come up on stage 2s. And yeah, then it builds a billion towns because you're Finder. Alright, so Jungles is not going to come up again until a stage 2. Um, and even though we can deal with the triangle trade here quickly, it's not the right play. I think a lot of people, when discussing France in general, say that you have to stop the turn 1 triangle trade. You don't. Especially for certain spirits, it means you get a town inland, which is it's essentially this a same net town in totality over stage 1 because you're adding 1 where you would have a double explorer which would build 2, but instead it's a single explorer. And that also builds a city. So it actually reduces the potential of 1. Even if you don't do anything. So we're gonna take it, and then we're gonna push things to a land that I'm expecting to take blight on. This matchup can take 2 blight maximum, but it's very hard to do so. But we'd still do our standard opener here. And I'm just gonna solve the 4 just to reduce the town count. So the main thing we're looking here for is reducing explorers and reducing town count. So we get that 1 there. Now, it's kind of problematic for me to put it in the sands because if I let it go, then it's like 2 sands being let go, and I kind of want to let 2 go. And in the opposite case, I would take care of 6, especially if paths tied. So my thought is adding this to 5. It's not so bad here, especially with the 2 to Han, because I can just leverage aid to push those out if I want to. In the fast, if I wanted to do that type of play. And then just let 8 go. Okay, so we don't want to let 2 go if we don't have to. And because it's a magic number, so Finder's magic numbers are 2, 3, 4 for the most part. Next turn, we can play the Traveler's Offer combo. This does allow us to get rid of all of these guys and kind of solve 2 in the meantime. If we really want to. My other thought is, because the sands came up a little bit advantageously, we can kind of get these guys out of here. And just like let it go for now. And then try to draft solutions because we stalled us and had some time. So we can get some majors here, or we can get some minors. Minors are quite favorable um, into France because they counter France. And then we also have mountains and wetlands potentially coming up next. So it's probably just better to let two go for now, you know. And I'm pushing everything into there, even though it is kind of a trap, since it did show up here on the stage one. We have two more chances to get it into stage two, which means 1, 2, 3. We can draft 3 times right now in order to find a solve for it, or we lose. This is kind of the one case for it. Um, if you get it early enough, you can kind of push into it and draft for it, but you have to draft immediately. The trap is not drafting for it. We're gonna leave that Dahan in here because we want to clear that coast. And we're gonna push our presence into 6 because we need range onto these land 8s. I don't have to do anything next turn. I just need to draft. And what I need is minors for disease, blight removal, majors, which are just skips in general, which would be really helpful. So I think the correct choice is now to go major into this. So I have a guaranteed skip in lands without blight. Or I can remove those explorers. If I take blight, I can use utter a curse to add disease to that land. And disease. And strife. So if I get 3 Dahan in there, I can cause kind of like a slave rebellion and a little bit of defense. So if I let it go and play it, it's going to be kind of nice. So I think in utter curse is kind of my my pick here. Get rid of Path's Tie because no synergy with that. And let's be in lands with the Han. Honestly, we just want to shift things however they come up somewhere else. Whether it's into the mountains, out of the mountains, whatever, coast. So we get our single play here, which is pretty good. Isolate. Mountains would be really nice to not have to deal with. Oh, I'm not in there. Yeah, let's kind of throw him in. It's fine. Mountains. Cool, we got the isolate hit. And we got the solve. And the France 6. Okay. So on the Mountains Ravage, we do have the Slave Rebellion coming up. So that means we can push some things into the mountains and... or just like lands with 2 Dahan and add strife to them. So let's get these guys kind of out of here. Okay, now we're gonna get a 2 blight, so we'll be able to add 2 disease. This is preemptive in case Sands comes up again first or Coastal comes up, so we have to kind of play this now in order to deal with it. And then we'll do some leverage in the upcoming turns. And if we get wetlands, then we can take our second blight. So we've orchestrated things around here to now be able to take 2 blight into this matchup, and we've got disease incoming, and we can probably set up a bunch of badlands to get rid of these guys, or we can add some strife and then get 3 to hunt in there somehow. Likely by kind of growing into their next turn, and then Traveler's Boon and Offer Passage, and then I suspect we can just yeah, 1, 2. Only 2 strife, so we'd be able to get rid of 2 cities. Or we could get 1 city and at least 1 disease in there, or 2 disease over time, depending on what comes up. It's a good finisher, because I'll be able to proxy the blight from 2 to 8 if that shows up. If it doesn't show up, we can take blight somewhere else, and then I can also get 3 strife in there in the future. So I think our best bet is just the 2 disease for right now. Do I need anything in particular? Not really. Probably just more draft power. Since I'm getting 4 energy this turn. I don't really want to play anything else, so that means we're drafting. And I kind of want my Sacred Site. Let's draft another major. This will allow us to forget ways or circuitous for more safety if we need it. There isn't really minors that I want to go for into this situation. We just want to dig a bit more. Okay, well, you know, we're guaranteed safety and clearance now. So even if that shows up, we can now utilize the strife strategy instead. We also have instruments, which kind of clears out the remainder of the game for us. Not on this Ravage. Oh, wow, what a draft. We can start instrumenting turn 4. So it's not even going to be ravaging, because the mountains is coming up this time. We can actually, if we get the extra element and then we go down middle, we can start Sleep and Never Waking and removing all the explorers and everything that France will add. Even though instruments is really, really good, the timing didn't line up on it, but sleep kind of just does. And the funny part is I can get a ton of value out of Curse really quickly. Because of this, I'm going to keep Cirque and get rid of Ways. And I'm going to take the Sleep. We could just use it this turn to prevent the Blight, but we don't really need to. And if Sands or Coastal doesn't show up, then I can get extra value out of this. If it does, then I just have to use it for disease for now, so that's kind of fine. Well, we don't want to have to keep like double using sleep for build prevention. We need to cycle. So we've created our cycle now. We got coasts. A little bit unlucky. So we're just going to do the double disease. This is to help us cycle with sleep. And we in the future we can add kind of this extra strife. We could get one now. We could absolutely get one now. I think it would just be greedy to go for one now. So let's not do that. What we really want... It's kind of this. Man, I wish I stayed in one. So we're gonna have to do the 2 pile. I said the jungle there for the back-to-back. Slave Rebel. I just want to clear stuff. Clear those explorers. Keep town count low. Stands again. And explore too. So we get that. Let's do that mountain so that back-to-back clears itself. And then we now have the back-to-back which we save sleep for, so we get the build and the ravage skip here. I mean, if it wasn't sleep, we would obviously be able to utilize, you know, the disease and then just like the skip for the ravage. You know, if it was spiders, we would get both. And then we're going to get to 2 plays, which then allows us to kind of shift those guys out of there as well. And we have the Dahan in here, so now we can use aid to also leverage and push a bunch of these guys out from here too. What we want is more moon. I'm gonna draft. We want the extra play here, so I mean, I don't think anything's gonna help us. I already have kind of all the cards that I want, so it's kind of just fodder at this point. Because I can move just 2 things into here. Forget fodder. Probably entrancing is useful to just like solve a land for us. Upcoming. You know, or we could just defend. Oh, if wetlands next, that's a little bit dangerous. We'll undo that after we draft. We have a lot of Dahan manipulation, so I think entrancing is probably the pick here. We might get to remove him. Oh, let me... Farmers. Ugh, okay. Would have to cascade there. So let's take bottom. Two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we should be fine. We can prevent this guy from coming up, but honestly, it's not even a bad thing. We can just save that land. Yeah, Explorer's not that coast. That's really good. Sweet. And we could probably just use Entrancing on here. One sun. Kind of have to sleep again. And I get one push. Sure, I mean, we could add another city. It's fine. Okay. That jungles is completely solved now, so we only have one to worry about. Just seeing if we get anything extra. Oh, that's spicy. Sweep. And we get a fast solve next turn. I don't have to do anything about this right now. And we can't get sleep threshold, usually. Too optimistic. Jungles is building a town, we're adding one, so that would kind of be death. I have to push one of those explorers out. And then escalation will add one more. And then we just have to worry about the build. Kind of funny. I think we can actually threshold this. Probably next turn. Ah, we would need sleep to do it. We have 3 card plays, and we only have 1 spare element, so we would need sleep to get the threshold off. Tragic. Fast damage is pretty good if Wetlands doesn't show up here. Take the fast damage as a safety risk. No, I kind of want to pull the explorers away. Clear mechanism. I guess clear mechanism it is. Can't move 2 of these guys. Just 1. But we can make something else safe. See, if wetlands came up, I would want to pull them into the jungle with this. Curse is kind of my finisher here. I have enough to Han where I want them. So I can kind of substitute this offer passage with sweep. Or I'll have 7 energy. So I can't play both. But I'll be able to do... Once this explores. 1 next turn. And the following turn... This is the explorer, and then it's building on the next turn, and then it's ravaging, so... I actually have to finish this. I need to get both of these off. Row. I don't really need 1 to all. I kind of need to destroy all of them. And I think 7's the target for this disease, just in case Mountain shows up. This is gonna really hurt, but I think I need to play sweep. And other curse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have energy for them. I actually don't even think I need to skip this anymore. So we can get rid of sleep here. And keep all of our options. Add a beast to a land. Well, we got the extra energy. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in 3 plays would be really good. We'll see what options we got next turn. So we could just take the Blight in here. It's not really a big deal. Instead of that town. 1, 2, 3. And I think we should. We've been saving our Blight the whole game, so we should just take it. Oh, entrancing. That's so bad. Wetlands is our last build. I can play Travelers in these two. And as long as I take care of this and then get the Dahan over here, then I can kill kind of that city and all of these cities. As long as I get sweeping this off and then use a sweep threshold. I think that's the play here. So like one town, 1, 2. I forgot about that. France 6. That's kind of painful. Ah, man. Extra card play. Yeah, half push +1, so we get that. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can really ask for. I didn't even need to entrancing. We'll get this. We'll get these guys. And then we'll have the two cities pretty much get strifed here somehow. But I want to save this. Yeah. Then that means I should probably just take a blight over there. And I died to a extra town ad here on the coast because of this. But I can, instead of having to solve for the build, yeah. Man, random event kill is pretty bad. I can solve for the blighting. That's fine. Oh, what? Bad number. Um, we need to do. I hate keep going back. So tricky. self-traveler's boon to save the day. I think that's good. And we probably won't sweep threshold. We can choose at any time, I think. Can I not choose? Oh my god. I choose the wrong thing for the range. Oh my god, that's a huge mistake. I'm just gonna blow that up. Okay, we'll see what happens. Oh my god. No wonder things were ridiculous. Let's show one more. Wow, I totally messed that up. I can half push the towns into here, I think. Strife. Get 2 Dahan in there, pull 1 Dahan in here. Push the rest of these guys into here. Oh my god. Severely messed this up. And then we can just kill them on the Ravage. The misclicks are real. Good news is I have this. I kind of want to keep my presence in there. Let me calculate it though. Destruction 2/2 is 2 towns and an explorer with 4 Dahan, 2, 4, 5, 5 damage with 2 left over, kills the 2 unless there is an extra damage attack for some reason. And this would also probably get me to Terra 2 with a bunch of cards. So there's and it's only Terra 2, but it's stage 3, so if my presence is in there, we could do +3 damage. It's probably better to just get my presence out of there and not risk it. Sweet. That is me messing up a France game and also finishing a France game. Oh boy. I needed that extra element for the sweep to get rid of 4 into that, and it would have been so much cleaner than relying on a little bit of bad RNG not to hit, but I think it was still pretty safe because even if they blighted that wetlands up there, which they could have, the Dahan counterattack would have probably still killed all of them, and we had the 2 Terra 2 Fear cards to finish it off, so... Yeah, that's Finder into France. I did everything that I said you shouldn't do. The only reason it worked out is because of I had the right draft to orchestrate dealing with land 2 coming up multiple times. Otherwise, I would have had to have really planned and played around it differently than I had been doing. With Utter Curse, it allowed for 3 disease consumptions to safely just deal with that land. And also potentially just cycling sleep. And of course, sleep is a really good pick too, so... Yeah. Hopefully that was enjoyable and interesting. I'll definitely do some more of this to try to showcase, you know, not getting OP picks, but this was me just opening Spirit Island first time in a week or so because I was busy, and yeah, just gifted sleep on the Finder France game first try. So, not trying to cherry pick. Let's play some more and try to showcase some better strategies than pile up in land 2. Thanks for watching.